Have you ever lost something valuable and found it in an unexpected way? Picture a bustling city street, teeming with life and energy. A symphony of sounds fills the air as footsteps meld with the rhythm of car horns honking in perfect disharmony. It's a place where time seems to fly, swept up in the whirlwind of the city's relentless pace. People move with purpose, their minds focused on their destinations, their hearts pulsating to the city's beat. Every building, every streetlight, every cobblestone tells a tale. Each person walking these streets, whether a native or a passerby, adds a new chapter to the city's ongoing narrative. The city, a colossal stage where countless stories are birthed, lived, and retold. Stories of joy, of sorrow, of the unexpected. Stories that are as diverse as the city itself. In the heart of this urban jungle, countless stories unfold every day. Stories that remind us of our shared humanity in this ever-spinning world. A sanctuary amidst the chaos, a coffee shop where our story begins. In the heart of the city, an oasis of calm and camaraderie thrives. A haven where the aroma of freshly ground coffee beans mingles with the soft murmur of conversations and the lilting notes of jazz music. Patrons nestle into cozy corners, cradling cups of steaming coffee, their faces lit up by the warm glow of camaraderie and caffeine. Laughter punctuates the air, conversations ebb and flow like an improvised melody, and stories unfold over the shared ritual of coffee drinking. In this sanctuary, amidst the comforting hum of life and living, sits Jessica. She's a solitary figure, her reflective eyes painting a picture of a mind adrift on the sea of thoughts. Her presence, a quiet counterpoint to the vibrant symphony around her. Unaware of the impending storm, she sits, lost in her thoughts. The calm, indeed, before the storm. A moment's distraction, a swift movement, and Jessica's purse disappears into the crowd. The city, as they say, never sleeps. Neither do its shadows. Hidden among the hustle and bustle, a sly figure slips away, Jessica's purse in hand. It's a dance as old as time. A thief and his prize, melting into the urban tapestry before anyone even realizes what's happened. As the echo of the thief's footsteps fades away, Jessica's world comes crashing back into focus. The murmur of conversations, the clinking of coffee cups, the soft jazz music, all of it pales in the face of the sudden void at her side. Her purse, her lifeline in this urban jungle, is gone. The realization hits like a jolt of electricity. A surge of panic rises, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. An icy dread threads its way through her veins. Her purse with all its contents, the keys to her apartment, her phone, her wallet, everything that tethered her to her life is now in the hands of a stranger. But Jessica is no damsel in distress. Her shock rapidly gives way to determination. She pushes back her chair, her eyes scanning the crowd. She may be one in a sea of faces, but she's not about to let herself be a victim. Not today. Her gaze zeroes in on a figure darting away, a familiar purse swinging in his grasp. A spark of hope ignites in her chest. The thief is still in sight, and Jessica's not about to let him get away. With a deep breath, she throws herself into the chase. She weaves through the crowded streets, her focus locked on the thief. The city's noise fades into a distant hum as she blocks out everything but her target. Determined, Jessica rushes out, chasing the thief. The chase is on, and there's no turning back now. It's a game of cat and mouse in the heart of the city, and Jessica's not about to lose. Through the crowded streets, Jessica races, her heart pounding with every step. The city, once a backdrop of her day-to-day life, now becomes a maze she must navigate. The sounds of the city, the honking cars, the chattering crowd, they all fade into the background. The only sound that rings clear is the rhythmic pounding of her heartbeat, echoing her determination. In her mind's eye, she replays the moment she noticed her purse missing. The shock, the panic, and then the realization. It wasn't just a purse. It was a piece of her, carrying memories and essentials she couldn't afford to lose. Armed with this resolve, she pushes forward, scanning the crowd for any sign of the thief. Suddenly, her eyes catch a glimpse of a figure disappearing into an alley. The figure has her purse. The thief. Without a second thought, she breaks into a sprint, weaving through the bustling crowd. She maneuvers around street vendors, dodges pedestrians, and jumps over obstacles with a single-minded focus. The cityscape blurs around her as she races into the alley, leaving the crowded streets behind. The alley, a narrow concrete corridor, amplifies the sound of her footsteps. Her breath comes in ragged gasps, but she doesn't slow down. The thief is within reach now, and she can almost taste victory. But she's not thinking about victory. She's thinking about the audacity of the thief, the violation of her personal space, the potential loss of her belongings. These thoughts fuel her adrenaline, pushing her to run faster, to chase harder. As she closes in on the thief, she realizes that this is more than just a chase. It's a reclaiming of her space, her belongings, and her sense of security. It's a stand against violation and a stand for her rights. In the narrow alley, Jessica confronts the thief. Her heart still pounds, but now it's not just with fear or adrenaline. It's with a newfound courage, a fiery determination that says, "You may have taken my purse, but you can't take away my strength." With bravery shining in her eyes, Jessica demands her purse back. Her voice echoes through the narrow alleyway, her words bouncing off the graffiti-covered walls. She's not just asking for her belongings, she's demanding respect, dignity, standing up for herself in a city that often makes one feel small and insignificant. The thief, caught off guard, pauses. He looks at Jessica, then at the purse in his hands. He's used to running, to hiding, to the thrill of the chase. But a confrontation? That's new territory. He's in a standoff with a woman he underestimated, a woman with the courage to chase him down a crowded street and confront him in broad daylight. There's a moment of silence, a moment that seems to stretch on for an eternity. The city's noise fades into a dull hum, and all that's left is the tension hanging in the air. Then, slowly, the thief extends his hand, the purse dangling from his fingertips. Jessica reaches out, her fingers brushing against the fabric of her purse. It's more than just a bag. It's a symbol of her strength, her determination, her resilience. She's proven to herself that she's capable of more than she ever thought possible. She takes the purse, clutching it close to her chest. Her heart is still racing, adrenaline pumping through her veins. But amidst the chaos, she feels a sense of calm. She's taken control of the situation, turned the tables on the thief. She's reclaimed not just her belongings, but her confidence. With a sigh of relief, Jessica thanks the thief, surprising him with her gratitude. Her words hang in the air, a stark contrast to the harsh reality of the city streets. Gratitude for a thief? It's unconventional, sure. But then again, so is she. And in this moment, she's not just thanking him for returning her purse. She's thanking him for reminding her of her own strength, her own courage, for showing her that even in the face of adversity, she's more than capable of standing her ground. Returning to the coffee shop, Jessica feels a newfound sense of empowerment and resilience. The bustling city, which had been a backdrop to her unexpected adventure, now sings a different tune. It's as if every honk of a car, every chatter of the crowd, every whiff of coffee brewing rings in harmony with her triumph. The city, once a place where she felt lost, now feels like a stage where she's just performed a victorious play. Walking with an air of confidence, Jessica steps back into the cozy coffee shop. The barista behind the counter raises an eyebrow, clearly surprised to see her back so soon. But Jessica just smiles, the corners of her mouth lifting in a knowing grin. She's not the same person who sat alone at that table, staring out of the window with a troubled expression. She's not the same person who let her guard down, who allowed her purse to be swiped right from under her nose. No, she's different now. She returns to her table, the same one by the window, and takes a seat. Her purse now sits securely on her lap, a silent testament to her victory. The soft jazz music playing in the background seems to celebrate with her, the saxophone's mellow tones echoing her relief. Reaching for her coffee, she wraps her hands around the warm cup. The coffee, now lukewarm, is a sweet taste of victory. She takes a sip, letting the rich, aromatic blend linger on her taste buds. It's more than just a drink now. It's a symbol of her resilience, her courage, her triumph. As she savors the moment, her eyes catch her reflection in the window. The woman staring back at her is different. She's stronger, braver, more resilient. She's a woman who stood up for herself, who chased after a thief, who confronted him, and won back what was rightfully hers. A valuable lesson learned. A day in the city she will never forget. As the day winds down, Jessica reflects on her unexpected adventure. The city, once a bustling hub of strangers, now feels like a familiar friend. It's a city of opportunities, of unexpected events, and of lessons learned. Today, it was her teacher, and she its eager student. In the quiet solitude of the coffee shop, Jessica finds herself lost in thought. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee lingers in the air, a comforting reminder of the day's ordinary beginnings. She remembers the sense of panic that washed over her when she first realized her purse was missing. Her heart pounded in her chest like a drum, the rhythm of fear echoing in her ears. But she also remembers the determination that surged within her, as strong and as fierce as a tidal wave. It was a power she didn't know she possessed, a force that propelled her to chase after the thief, to confront him, to demand what was rightfully hers. In that moment, she wasn't just a woman reclaiming her purse. She was a woman reclaiming her power. Now, as she sits back at her table, the same one where her adventure began, she can't help but smile. It's a small, private victory, but a victory nonetheless. The thief may have taken her purse, but he gave her something far more valuable in return. A sense of resilience, a newfound strength. As she takes a sip of her coffee, she savors the taste of triumph. It's a flavor she'll remember, a reminder of the day she found her strength in the heart of the city. The city streets outside the coffee shop window no longer seem intimidating, but inviting, filled with hidden lessons waiting to be discovered. Jessica knows she'll walk these streets again, with a renewed sense of confidence and a heart full of courage. She's ready for whatever the city has in store for her, ready to face whatever comes her way. Because she's not just a woman living in the city. She's a woman who is a part of the city, a part of its rhythm, its heartbeat, its soul. Sometimes it's not about the things we lose, but the strength we find. As the soft jazz music continues to play, the day comes to a close. The bustling city streets begin to quiet down, the rhythm of the day slowly fading into the cool embrace of the evening. A murmur of conversation, the clinking of coffee cups, the soft rustle of turning pages. These are the lingering echoes of a day lived fully, a day that brought unexpected challenges and victories. Today, an ordinary city dweller named Jessica found herself in an extraordinary situation. A moment of distraction, a stolen purse, a chase, a confrontation, elements of a thrilling narrative woven into the fabric of her everyday life. But it wasn't the chase or even the confrontation that truly mattered. It was her resilience, her courage, her refusal to be a victim. These are the true victories of the day. In the heart of the city, amidst the chaos, lies a story of lost and found, of courage and resilience.